Okay. When Manny came and stayed with us, what do I remember and how I felt about it? Let's see. Well, when Mitchell asked me if Manny could come stay with us, I was just kind of like, yeah, of course, no big deal. I can't remember giving it a thought. Really, did I?
No.
It's like kind of like, yeah.
Yes.
And we thought a couple of days. Um, it was cool. I mean, I liked it. It was like getting a new roommate, but a good roommate. But what happened was he was actually in the early days gone more than he was actually here. That was kind of we kind of didn't. I didn't know how to feel about that because like you're supposed to stay here and then you leave early in the morning and try to stay gone forever. You come in when it's dark, so um, that was kind of weird because it was like he really wasn't here though he was here. But anyway, I thought it was cool. Um, Plus, me and Manny always kind of been cool with each other. So, um, and then we got talking and sharing some things we talked about that Mitchell and him didn't talk about because Mitchell does the biblical side and I do the guy girl personal that kind of stuff talk. And so I think with us it was the discussions were totally different, but I think they were really good. And especially because Benny tells me they were good, not because I believe they were so good, but because I say something, he would just like think it was like, oh, that, I said something miraculously, which I didn't. I just said some little thought that came in my head because I'm always thinking. Um, but it was like we were all best friends, and I'm like Manny. I kind of miss it. It's kind of sad to think about when he left and went to Dallas, and I still miss it because it was very. Um, it was like our own little family, and especially because the bond was different than just family bonds or just typical friend bonds. It was like a spiritual bond,
Mm.
and so yeah, I could get teary eyed about that because it really it is sad sometimes that he's not here, even though I know that he's got to do what he's got to do. But for me, I think I loved every minute of it. I tried to feed him. He wouldn't always eat it, but I wanted to make him coffee and um, take care of him physically, do his laundry, and he wasn't always willing, but he got around to it. He got better as we went along. But I just think I offered that female perspective with all that was going on in his personal life. Not only, I mean, there was a spiritual aspect, and then there was the physical dealings with the individuals in his life that he's dealing with. And I think I was able to maybe contribute in that way more so than on the spiritual side. Um, but for me, I mean, I loved it, and it's even when he comes, and it's just so good to have him here. And then he goes away, but we always know he's going to come back at some point. We just don't know how soon or far time wise it's going to be before we get to see him again. But I think those, out of all the years that we've known each other, which has been 30 years, that time was the best time ever in the friendship
Mm-hmm.
realm that we've had with Manny. And I wouldn't trade it for anything. It was just, it was good. And I guess everything good has to come to an end eventually. So he had to go off to Dallas and, do what he's doing. But it impacted everyone around here. I just think it was so good. And um, we love him to death. So we just hope he keeps coming back. Thank you. The end.